They were definitely a celebrity couple in a way that we would definitely recognise today. You know, they were a power couple together. They were constantly in newspapers, they were constantly creating scandal, they were talked about wherever they went. They also, you know, they had their own product line, so it's very much like your celebrity couples doing sort of, you know, perfume or whatever it is that they do. I mean, they did that. They had a Claudine line. I mean, Colette in her later life actually went on to be a makeup artist and have her own makeup line. So, you know, they were very aware of all of that, and they were very aware of how scandal helped as far as their publicity went and as far as sales of their books went. So they've very much used that. I think it's a fascinating story. I think they were a fascinating relationship. I think her work was extraordinary. You know, I mean, in some ways she is credited as creating the modern teenager. We didn't have the vocabulary to talk about that kind of point between girlhood and womanhood as teenagerdom, and that's what the Claudine novels were. That's what particularly the first Claudine novel was talking about a teenage girl and the sexual awakening of a teenage girl, which when you think of coming out of that kind of Victorian era of that virginal kind of that idea that women don't have a sexuality, you know, she was the first one who was very much saying that they absolutely do, which of course is true. So I think from that kind of point of view, she was well and truly groundbreaking. I've always loved Colette's writing. I was a big fan of Cherie and After Cherie, and I think she always came across as sort of a fascinating character. I didn't know anything about the first marriage, so I think this was a new story to me when I read it, and I just thought it was an interesting kind of look at both a relationship, the politics within a relationship, and then when you add creativity into that, and you add the kind of the complexity of the male-female relationship when the woman is sort of so much more talented than the man. It's not a standard biopic. I mean, I think partly I always have a problem with biopics that try and deal with an entire life. You could do many films about Colette, and you should do many films about Colette. You know, what I loved about this script, and hopefully the film, is that it was dealing with a really specific moment and a really specific relationship. I think also, you know, the idea that she was sort of so progressive for her time, or maybe not. I mean, I think it was the Belle Epoque was an extraordinary moment in history, you know, so I think she was very much part of that, but also sexually very liberated, which was sort of fascinating when you think about that era. I think you think about men's sexuality, you don't necessarily think about women's. So I think, you know, the fact that she had a transgender lover with Missy, the fact that she was sleeping with both men and women, you know, I thought that was fascinating. The nature of their relationship being in some ways an open relationship. He had a mistress, long-term mistress, and she had a long-term partner who was outside that marriage. You know, that's kind of a fascinating place for drama to sit. And then again, you know, the idea of the fact that she became this kind of music hall actress, kind of pantomime artist in the middle of that, and really turned her back on high society and went, no, I'm going to go off and sort of live in poverty but be on the stage and do this. You know, I think she was quite a character.
華やかなベルエポック時代のパリにココ・シャネルやジャン・コクトーに愛されオードリー・ヘップバーンを見出した伝説の女性がいた。
Colette. My name is Claudine.
コレットはフランス文学界で最も知られ今なお人々を魅了し続ける女性作家。
It's too feminine.
More spice, less literature.
I believe Willie based Claudine in part on your school days.
Yes, I think I had a little something to contribute.
Quite a phenomenon. Everyone's talking about it.
Seems Claudines are everywhere these days.
Hello, Hayon.
Oh my word, well, dear, I'm surprised you weren't arrested.
Do you know, Varg thinks that I'll be ready to go on the stage in a few weeks.
You've done something important. You've invented a type.
彼女はまさに時代のアイコンだった。
You still need your headmaster.
I will continue to pursue this because I want to.
堂々と愛と自分を貫き時代を作り続けたコレットの半生が今華麗によみがえる。コレット
and the hand that holds the pen writes history.